systems are go. About 90 seconds to the launch destination.
Mind you, we swore an oath of loyalty, but we are still senators. It's not more speeches in the Senate that will change the world. Rome is dying.
My legions are mustering as swiftly as possible. General Gaius, Julius Caesar, enough!
Senators, welcome back to episode 55 of my Stellaris Roman Empire campaign. In the last episode, we enjoyed an era of peace and prosperity while we improved our several megastructures, advancing our Birch World and our Nickel Dyson Beam to their penultimate stages, while we also invested into several smaller projects for harvesting motes, gases, and crystals. Now, right as we were ending the episode, a new machine uprising has occurred in the remnants of Ilaria's space, with several 100,000 fleet power worth of ships turning hostile against the Pax Romana. Now, Opsius is already down there with his corvettes, but we're mobilizing our more powerful fleets to help stamp out the rebellion swiftly, while we bank as much resources as possible to advance our Birch World further. So I don't think I took too deep of a look at the uprising itself. So it's called the Prime Databank. We can see that they've got 224,000 fleet power there, a few Titan ships, some Dreadnoughts as well. And then as well as that, they have another 278,000 and then 88,000 here. So quite a chunky, sized fleet. Maybe not as big as what we're able to field, but it's about 500,000 or 600,000 all said and done. But the remnants of Ilaria are one system away with a huge defense force coming down, totaling about 700,000 or 800,000. So they're probably going to be able to handle themselves just fine. But we're going to come down and help them nevertheless. We want to help stamp out these smaller pockets as quick as possible. So Opsius is here. He's going to move up through the systems that don't have any FTL inhibitors, while we bring down Classes 1 from the Starfield of Mars into the Hithara Hyperforge, and then work our way up to get to help out where we can. So that's the idea. It's just kind of a side war that we can pay attention to as we are doing more important things. Now, I've cut a deal with the Kosher Trade League, which we'll see soon, for hopefully a pretty large bank of volatile motes, gases, and crystals, which should help us then get to start completing the final stage of the Birch World. We're a little short on alloys, actually. We're 3,000 short, as I've queued up yet another, crystal megabore on this molten world. So for another 50 crystals, as we fell short in the last episode. We are about to get one completed soon, but I want another one for the future as well. So that's ongoing. The only other thing then is in between episodes, of course, I did the usual moving the pops around, things like that. I've also enacted a policy across every species to stop population controls, or to enable population controls, stop them growing apart from Romans. I don't know why I haven't done that earlier, because I've basically been manually doing it on planets by going in here and saying, don't grow unless you're Roman. But now I've just made it policy. So only humans are allowed to actually procreate, I guess. It doesn't actually say that, but I'm assuming that's what it means. It's population control, so it must be kind of like you can only have two kids if there's two of you. It's probably the same thing because they stay constant; they don't decline. So I think it's just population control, as its name would suggest. Now, the reason I'm opening up the fleet thing is because I've built a new fleet. We have 6 strike cruisers, 14 Carrier 2 classes, 10 Nero class Dreadnoughts, and 1 Julius Caesar Titan class. So we've got 6 Agrippa was the strike cruiser type there. So if you have a look at these, I haven't made them yet because we're going to need the alloys for later. But the Agrippa class is basically going to be kind of playing this debuff role where it's going to hinder enemy combat disengagement, hyperjump, charge time, and evasion. So that's why I want 6 of them, because some of these might get just sniped from afar. They're going to be weaker. There's not much I can do about it, but we're going to slam these in, tell them to stay pretty far back. In fact, I might even go further back than this. Let's just tell them to have a standoff range. And that way they're just going to be at the back, hopefully debuffing other ships. Save that. You know what, actually, I don't think I actually changed this either. Maybe we could do structural reinforcement. Alright. So that's the first thing. So 6 of these. The next one then is the Carrier 2. Kind of need a better name for that, obviously. But that was its default name. This is basically going to be housing a lot of bombers and interceptors. So we have Well, I'm supposed to... Again, another mistake. Who would have guessed it? Want those to be 50-50. So we've got Siegebreaker Interceptor Wings and Siegebreaker Bomber Wings. Now, Singularity Bombers, are they much better? No, not really. Just a bit different, but not really. For my quick glance there. But either way, so this is going to be our carriers. Going to have 12 of these, so quite a lot of what do they call? Strikecraft. Quite a lot of Strikecraft going to be coming out of these guys, and then they've got some, you know, mid-tier, mid-range weaponry, some corrosive torpedoes, some small incinerator missiles, which are actually pretty good. And then we've got a little bit of point defense on the front and the back, and then in the mid we got the flak for shooting out any other strikecraft that we may encounter. If we see any issues, we can always add more flak or more point defense based on what we come up against in the future. So 12 of these are going to accompany the fleet. And then finally we have the Nero class Dreadnoughts, which are basically like nanite Dreadnoughts in a way. Lots of improved nanite cannons, and then nanite warhead rocket artillery. So heavy on the nanites, not too dissimilar layout from the Augustus in general, just different frontal weapons. Basically, and a couple extra things. We've also gone with the enigmatic decoder for increased tracking and chance to hit. Now, speaking of the enigmatic technologies, on the Hastati, is it these guys or is it the Hastati Psi? The Hastati... Oh, maybe I didn't save it. I had... Oh, no, I remember what happened. I was gonna... So this is... Evasion is 90% right now on these corvettes. Really, really high. So what I was doing was, I was like, oh, we'll put on the enigmatic encoder. That's another 20% to evasion. But it doesn't actually change the evasion. So I'm assuming that 90 is just the cap, and we can never go higher than that, because it doesn't seem to change. I could take it off. Nothing changes. So I'm guessing that's just the way it is at this point. Alright, so that's kind of the situation there. Let's let time play and continue what we're doing. Let's see if that trade deal comes through from the... We can now actually get the... That's interesting. We could get the... No, we're already at war. We have the... Sorry, I'm not reading very well. We can now use the Hegemon Casus Belli against Prime Databank, which I thought was quite interesting, because I was like, oh, we could take it, integrate it, and that way we'd get all the territory. Now, not that I want to, really, but just out of curiosity, kind of thought it was kind of an interesting thing. But we're already at war with them, so I don't think we are able to do that. Looks like the Kosher Trade League have accepted 7,000 living crystal for 15,000 of the first 3. Which kind of makes sense, because technically living crystal should be harder to make than it would be to make these 3, so technically I guess. But for us it's not the case, because we're using so much of it. But I don't know actually how much they had. I didn't check their full limits, but this seemed like as much as we need, and maybe if we need them again we'll talk to them again in the future. But Kosher Trade League, doing trades, lore friendly. So that allows us to now, when this month skips over, we should have enough for the Birch World frame. We're lacking... Yep. Bit of a late message. We're already there. So, hopefully that gets everyone caught up. That's the situation. Sorry, I realize we were pretty zoomed in. It can be hard to know where we are sometimes, but let's just have a little zoom out, right? Obviously, Roman Empire. We'll go diplomatic map mode. Roman Empire is the green. Our allies are the purple. The enemies are the red. So we're just going to be coming down here through our various gateways and wormholes and pushing in and taking systems pretty easily. It's not much to watch unless we end up getting into one of the main snares. Get caught in one of the main snares and have one of the main battles. All their fleets are piled together right now. The remnants are bringing their heavy hitters down, so... You know, if we can catch that battle, it'd be great. They also have more ships in Alar as well, the capital, the ring world. They seem a little messed up there, though. What about the machine uprising? Where are they going? Looks like they're heading back north. Well, they're one system away then from each other, so this might happen any moment. Meanwhile, Opsis is doing the business. And Nona Orphidius, level 14, our best general, actually, is on her way through. And the transports are just behind her. I'm only going to leave them back and we'll just jump forward with them when we need to. It looks like Larbo needs armies up here, actually, so maybe we'll go there. Alright, cool. New technology, more resources, more damage. Let's just go with more damage techs for now. let's go back to regular map mode. Actually, you know what? I'll leave this on. It kind of makes it easier to see where the hostile territory is. Kosher Trade League have constructed a science nexus. Interesting. Those guys are going to catch up one day. Maybe. Probably not. Alright, good stuff. Easy peasy. Right, so we can do our Birch World now. Always want to click that. Every time I click into this place, I always click that. Alright, 510,000 alloys. That's the most we've ever dropped in one go ever, I think. Well, there we go. 3,000 days remaining. Oh my god, and it's totally encased then. It looks like its own sort of infinity machine. Alright. Those are the schematics, the plans, the blueprints. In effect. Cool. Wow. It actually kind of absorbs the base. I guess the base is almost inside of it. Because it's so large. Man, it feels bad, man. We're down to 17,000 alloys. But now we can use all that to put together our new fleet. Which should be good. In fact, something I've been meaning to do. I noticed when trying to build that fleet. Because I did actually try to build it. But it actually started building in a completely, like, basically random system. But now I could build it. Yeah, they're being built in Yandos. I don't know why. I've set the home base as Starfield and Mars. But I'll build those 4, and then we'll just move them to where they should go. And then when we build into them, the rest of the ships, they should all be built in the mega shipyard. So that should be good. Alright. Sorry, sometimes I just get distracted by the pretty things. And I think in this episode, if I can remember to do it, I'll probably ask you guys for a vote on which species do we integrate into... Not integrate, but give the rights... Why can't I speak, man? I've only just recorded the previous episode and I was fine. Which species do we give residency status to? So obviously, originally, the vote was for those within the Pax Romana, but then we took on so many more because of the League of Non-Aligned Powers. When the threat to the galaxy was apparent, we all, you know, we kind of opened up our hegemony into everybody. Now we've got a bunch of nations back in our, or a bunch of empires back in our Pax Romana who are not eligible for residency status within our borders, such as the Pod Privateers or the Dakarite. In fact, we have many, many, many Kirkin. I want to say hundreds, Kirkin from the Dakarite that are slaves. A lot of them working farmer jobs and stuff on the ring worlds that we have, if I recall correctly. So these will be a question I'll ask towards the end. I'm going to look at some of the highest level pops, the highest amounts that we have distributed in the Empire, and decide whether or not, like 161 Kirkin. I actually thought we had way more. I'm pretty surprised at that. But yeah, and see, is it worth giving some of these residency status, or should we just leave it? You know, I'm handling it just fine at the moment, so it's just a social question, because we did, of course, allow the Colden to have residency status.
Hostile fleets.
And then there's the question of also, do we ever bother... Hang on one sec. Did that battle occur? It's actually about to occur right now. Oh, it's in the middle of it. Oh, wow. I'm not too sure what happened, but it looks like the remnants of Ilaria have gotten cut down. It seems like they must have split their fleet. They did. Classic. Classic, classic. Well, they got taken advantage of. Yeah, they got absolutely destroyed. Why did they split their fleet?
New technology discovered.
Let's pause it anyway, if we can. Our fleet's down here. Classis 1. We're going to bring that up and help relieve the fleet that's in trouble. But obviously, it's too late for that one. But it might be too late for these if they just keep getting pushed on. I don't understand why it zoomed in on that. I'm trying to look for... There we go. Are they done? It says they're in combat. I feel like they're kind of bugged out or something. Okay, there we go. Oh, they still have to go to here? That's fine. Let's just keep going up this way then. Right, so we can land our troops as well now. So we have Equitisius's legions and Obsidius's legions. Actually, you know what? We'll just do 2 jumps. So just jump here. And you can jump there. Alright, cool. And that should allow us to take it pretty quickly. Great. God, yeah, there is something going wrong with my brain right now. I'm not even seeing the technologies be finished. Okay, so we don't really need the storage capacity things anymore. We're all good. So let's just keep getting the repeatable improvements to weaponry. It's interesting to see the battleships go on the flank like that. It's crazy how the remnants of Ilaria got so powerful all of a sudden. I wonder if it's because they built robots. And then they integrated some other empires. They really just, out of nowhere, became... Because for a long time I was like, oh, they should be powerful. They've got a ring world. But they just weren't really using it very well. Alright, so it looks like the enemy fleet's there. Oh, we can't go right there because of the FTL inhibitors. Yeah, we'd have to take out this area here. But they might come to us if they're stupid. Alright, another operational SUCC site. Excellent. Love to see it. Alright, let's check out Opsius. Opsius is in the far left system. And our 2 jumps have been made, so let's just land on the planets. Oh, is it a... Oh no, that ring was destroyed. I don't know how this is going to work. Well, I guess it's colony, platforms and things that are up in the clouds. I was going to say, how do we land on gas? But I suppose it's not strictly gas that we're landing on. We're landing on these platforms and things like that. So let's go for that. Help them take it back. And then let's go for this one. Help them take it back. Great. Easy. What's the megastructure down here? Dynamic core igniter. Okay. Well, what we could do... No, it's a bit risky. I don't want to do a jump. That would hurt our fleet power quite a lot. We could go down and up to get to them. It looks like they're heading back to the center. Okay, yeah, let's try that. Oh, we can't... We have to go back out the way we came in. Yeah, we're kind of stuck there then until the armies get up here. Not much we can do. And their fleet's on the way too. Alright, cool. I'm probably spending a little too much time with that. Obviously, it's going to be totally fine. Don't want to be pausing it just to micromanage a war that's really largely irrelevant.
Commencing planetary invasion.
Opsies can jump up there.
We have seized an enemy world.
Excellent. Okay, let's do a jump with Equitisius's legions. He's going to jump up here, clear that FTL inhibitor, and then we should be fine. And we're just landing on this planet now as well. Great. Oh shit. Rising unemployment thieves. That's fine. It looks like the Kosher are going to get caught again. Or not even the Kosher. Is it the Kosher? Oh, it is the Kosher coming in to help as well. It's kind of cool. It's so cool seeing all our allies come together. These two will probably cancel each other out a lot, I think. 3 Titans, though, for them. They actually have way bigger ships. Titans and Dreadnoughts. They're going to destroy. Oh, wow, yeah. Definitely. At this point. That's a lot of Titans to come across. We're going to be fighting 6 Titans. Even with our fleet power, it's going to be a bit of a challenge. Don't know if I should just... No, I should just wait here. We're close to being able to move. We'll just stay at that point. Armies can come up, clear that FTL inhibitor. It's only that one. Once that's clear, then we're free to go, are we? Oh no, they do have a few. Shit. Alright, let's check what they got. No armies there. No armies there. 3 there. No armies there. Okay. Well, it's a little micromanaging, but let's 2, 3. Just gonna break these into 4 different groups. clear all the FTL inhibitors at the same time, and then the final fleet can actually go and fight the small army that's at that one.
We have seized an enemy
Anyway, as soon as
world.
those worlds are taken, then we're free to leave a different way that we came in. It's going to be too late for us to help out the Kosher, though, I think. Six Titans. It's crazy. Might catch them with their shields down, though, if we're quick enough. That's okay.
New technology discovered.
Energy credits, shields, energy credits from jobs, shield hit points. Let's go with weapons for now. Anything else we need to activate? Nanite actuators? Nah. Focusing crystals. Don't want to waste the crystals, to be honest, even against these guys. Enigmatic energy power boost. Still can't do that yet. Actually, we'll do the energy weapon damage, but not the other ones. Volatile reactive armor, we'll do that as well. Seeing as we've got the Birch World up and running now, there's really no reason not to. Other than just building that other army, which, if I recall correctly, should have been built by now. The carriers. I guess I could look in the fleet manager. No, it's almost done though. Okay. So a lot of these are just occupations because they don't have FTL or they don't have any armies there. So they should be pretty much instant once we land. Glegabor, Smegel, Phlegmia, and Clegg. It's just about to see them landing down now.
Planetary invasion. Planet conquered. Commencing planetary invasion. Planet conquered.
Good. 2 more to go. I don't want these planets.
Commencing planetary invasion. Planet conquered.
Alright, that's 3 done. Yeah, there's armies on the actual worlds, but they don't have FTL inhibitors, so... So the battle rages on this planet. It's a small one though, obviously. Damn, they're moving south fast. Yeah, we could just leave now if we wanted to, really. We just go back out the way we came. So, let's do that. But at least it's clear for us in the future. Actually, you know what? You guys can jump over here.
Planet conquered.
Oh man, I can't help the lag. But I'm telling them to go out this way now. The FTL inhibitor's been cleared, so they might as well go the closest route they can.
New
Just get the hell out.
technology discovered.
And chase these guys down. Opsies can come help them as well. What's that? Resolution. Oh yeah, I forgot to actually change my... forgot to actually make sure it passed. It doesn't... I didn't care either way anyway. It wasn't a big deal. It was some sanctions, military sanctions. It's fine though. But it was a mistake, after all. Alright, we're just 1 system behind them now. I think they're going to actually tear us apart. I think we'll win, but I think they're going to do a lot of damage to us because we just don't have... We have 2 Cataphractarii. Now, they're escorts. Yeah, they're not that useful. I was looking at them when I was building ships again, and I was like, no, I don't. I thought there was a ship that gave me my own fleet buffs, but it seems to be just the Juggernaut that does that. Right, I need to just select that fleet and actually just go for it. There we go. Alright, so we'll just follow it. Alright, the fleets are back together. Might as well just take these last planets. Also, there's like 2 symbols there for some reason. 2 planet symbols, and then this one. Okay. Weird. Alrighty. How long until the Nicol Dyson beam? 1,100 days. I've also done some upgrades in between episodes of all star bases. So all star bases should hit their pretty much their max level or the next level up. Can't queue up more than one level, so.
Commencing planetary invasion.
The flagship's in this fleet as well, which is worth noting. I've actually never lost our flagship before.
Planet conquered.
Alright, we're here. And we're in the fight. Oh yeah. Alright, so we're basically facing off about 550,000, so we should be twice the strength. Interesting to see what kind of losses we take. Wow. After losing a ship right away, you just see it going down there. Let's slow it down. Just for a bit. Wow. Well, it was decisive. Way more decisive than I thought. I know our fleet power is really high, but I just worried about some of their really big firepower ships sniping us really quickly, but... Oh, look at the flagship. Man, the flagship is so cool. It's so big. Alright, great. Let's take a check what we lost. So we lost 1 strike cruiser and 1 battle cruiser. So not as bad as I thought, but still, you know, losses are losses. They lost everything. Almost everything. Some of their ships got away. 1 Titan ship got away here. 2 battleships. 9 corvettes. Well, good job, Nona. Her reputation precedes her. Her level 14 skill. She's got one eye open. What's going on? Looks like she's been beaten. She's got like a black eye or something. Hang on, I gotta look really close at this. I don't know, yeah, it just looks like she's got one eye kind of closed. Weird, okay. I thought it was glitched or something, but it's staying that way, so I guess that's just the way it is. I've never noticed it before, but it's like she's got like a lazy eye. Nothing wrong with that if you got it, but just made me laugh for a second. Because I mostly thought it was like a bug. I was like, that looks... Anyway. Alright, so... not much to go then. There's really... We don't know where that fleet's going to reappear. They're basically not going to reappear at this point. They're effectively dead. Let's just take out anything that's left. Make sure everything transfers seamlessly. Take these last couple systems. And planets. Shield hit points increase. Let's go with that again. Oh, some people mentioned if you set this to aggressive, I don't think they leave the planet or something. One or the other. I'm missing a fleet there, I think. Starlifter frame, awesome, good job. 12,000 alloys. All right, good. I'm actually not. I've got 2 transports in that war, and that's where they are. They're fine. So our other fleet was built down here. The system, for some reason, at the Font of Knowledge. We're gonna send them back to the Starfield in Mars and then get them upgraded. Oh wow, our naval capacity's gone up a lot. I don't know what the hell has increased it that much. I mean, some policies we changed in the previous episode, I guess. Didn't notice how strong it is. It's gone up by like 600, I think.
Commencing planetary invasion.
They're landing with me, the remnants of Ilaria. It's a really nice looking world. Continental world, a primal world. Still quite young, experiencing some frequent periods of volcanic activity. Alright. The lush jungle can be abruptly replaced by dead wastelands. Lava flows erupting from the bowels of the planet spread through the valleys and canyons, absorbing the once blooming land, turning into a hellish landscape. That's cool, yeah, look at it. You can see like patches of volcano and lava and things like that around there. Yeah, it looks really cool.
New technology discovered.
primal world. Oh, that was so loud. Is that another one? No, it's just a continental. A lifeless habitable world. World's habitable but shows no signs of life. That's interesting. It's like an Earth planet but without
successful.
any life on it. Alright, anyways, defense platform hull points, good, good, good. Strike craft damage. Yes. Seems like we have more technologies in the engineering tech than anything. I wonder, is that the one that's behind the most? So this system, I don't want it. Are they gonna get it? Because I don't want any of these colonies. The game's gonna freeze.
Commencing planetary invasion.
The game's gonna freeze, I think, when we give it to them. Let's try land on this. And we can't do a jump, no? Waiting for 7 days for our cooldown to do one.
Planetary invasion successful.
Alright, this is much quicker than the previous. God, that 7 days took so long. Alright, there we go. Much quicker than the previous uprising that we had recently. Yeah, these guys are pretty much done. You can go back home now. Actually, no, there is a planet down here. Oh god, there's a few. Alright, let's go. In fact, you can just jump, can't you? You can jump across to there. Our jump drive's range is so awesome now. Alright, it's the 1st of June. So we are at the year 2456. Our time has slowed down a lot for us because we are pausing it a lot in this war. I think we're going to get that message a lot now, because I'm pretty sure all of these territories that we took are going to go. Alright, good. Alright, business as usual. Let's try to just ignore this and stop pausing time and just keep things moving. More lifespan. So we could have a little cheeky look and see how long our leaders are going to be living for right now. Age is under 300. 305. So as long as Opsius stays under 305, he basically doesn't age, and he's only 200. So he's going to be here for another 100 years. So I think it's safe to say he's here for good. Now he doesn't have arrested development, does he? No. I'm surprised we haven't built up his skill even more.
Commencing planetary invasion.
Nona's at... Oh, she's reached 15. She's maxed out. There you go. Our greatest general ever, Nona Orphidius. Just consistent. Lazy Eye Orphidius, as she's known. Awesome. Another suck site. Love to see it. That means now we're making... Well, we won't see it immediately, but we should be making lots of motes and gases, and those crystal megabores should be finished pretty soon. That one's already done. This one is 40 days remaining. And another one on the way, so that should sort us out for the future. 100 in each category should be plenty, I think. We're building up alloys like a madman. I was just thinking, imagine if we were observing the supermassive black hole in the center of the galaxy, and then we just saw that, like, it just got removed somehow, you know, the way I'm building a Birch world. That'd be insane. Like, what that kind of thing just always freaks me out. It's like, what would we do? What could you do? It's just like, oh, there's a force out there that's like changing black holes. Okay. And it's like, that's how we learn about like other intelligent life. It's like, not that they visit us or they're here already or anything like that. It's that we observe. And by the way, if we observe that, that'd be happening like billions, well, I don't know about billions, millions of years ago for sure. Yeah, millions, if it's in the center of our galaxy. I don't think it'd be, no, it wouldn't be billions. No way. It might not even be millions. It might just be thousands. But either way, sorry, I don't know. It'd be the center of our galaxy, so however many light years across our galaxy is to see what's going on there, yeah? And then it'd be like, oh, we just like watch over like a 10-year period, let's say, we just see that like our black hole changes and gets like obscured by something artificial, and we're like, oh shit. And it's like, oh, that happened like thousands of years ago. Oh, cool. Sorry, I don't know how far it is, and I'm sure people will tell me in the comments. I'll probably just look it up right after this. I should know that. So crazy to think about. That'd be if we were to ever find out about alien life, I'd want it to be that way. I think that'd be so cool. Just to be like, yep, there's just you've got no chance. Just it's not even like they're aggressive or anything. It's just like, yeah, there's something out there that's like definitely artificial or you know intelligent, and it's doing its own thing. And it's like, oh shit.
New
Oh my god, the panic.
discovered.
The panic. I'm feeling it right now. Oh, they still have this system. That's weird. It's not in their... It doesn't look like they have it for some reason. And I can't leave this area with because of the... God damn it. Hey, Crystal Megaboard completed. Nice. Alright, so have you landed on your planet yet? No, we did your jump, so... Land over there, please. You can go home. You're done. Job well done. A triumph. For Nona Orphidius with that battle. Does anyone know? This would be an interesting comment for any of the Romophiles out there. Were there like tributes and things? Like when a triumph happened, obviously a lot of Romans, well not maybe that many, but a lot of Romans would die in these battles. Was there any kind of tribute paid in terms of funeral processions for the fallen soldiers? I've never really heard about that. Like, were there funerals back at Rome, or celebrations for the dead that fought?
New technology discovered.
Because I'm not too familiar if that's the case. I've never heard of that. I'm only aware of the triumphs, kind of as a big celebration, rather than any kind of. And there's different holidays and things that celebrate the dead, but I mean like, oh, we know of the Battle of Alesia, and a big group of Romans gave their lives, you know, fiercely in that kind of battle. It's like, dude, is there a celebration of that, or a funeral kind of thing? I don't know, but I would be interested to know. All right, anyways, Federation Association offer. The Prime Databank was given association status by the Interstellar League. That is an act of war, if I've ever heard of it. So the yellow here, the Interstellar League, gave this AI rebellion Federation Association status.
Planetary Invasion.
That's a pretty big leap, I would say. All right, we're just tidying up these last little planets. I guess because I'm not microwaving and splitting the armies a million ways, it's gonna take a little longer than it should. I don't really mind though. There's so many fleets here. It's like everybody is everyone in the Federation is mobilized out this way. It's pretty cool. Like at Larbo, look at the amount of fleets we've got. Remnants of Ilaria, Kosher Trade League, Dakarite Fragments, Colden have some scientists here. Alright, so that one's fallen. Let's go to, I think that's it. There's just this one other one, but they landed on this one, I think. Looks like they're not going to win it, though. So I'll have to come bail them out. And we have the Spartans at Fegor. Why would they be at Fegor? I'm not too sure. They should have been at Hellas. Oh, I think I named it wrong. These are the Spartans. How could I? Yeah, those are definitely the Spartans. Alright, there we go. Trust me on that. Alright, cool. So the fleet that I told to go back to the carrier classes. Wow, 4 carriers and it's 307 fleet power. That's great. We can get them to reinforce now. They're just one system away. And build that 4th main fleet. We could probably identify new behemoth planetcrafts now that we're storing so many alloys as well. See if we can start mobilizing a few more in the future. Because those investments, while they were big initially, it's not so big anymore. But we want to spend alloys first, and then we'll look to do it. Alright, let's go diplomatic map mode. See, there's just a couple pockets left. Not that much. It's just landing on planets at this point.
Commencing planetary invasion.
Can't select that system. It just won't let me because there are too many fleets above it. I want to jump here, but I don't think I... Can I? Yeah, it won't let me. Like, I'm pressing jump, and I want to do it, but it's just there's too much crap in the way. Good. Love that. Alright, just make your way there normally then. It's actually a bit of a battle on this one as well. So, they're not all complete pushovers. Alright, great. Let's have a look at our galactic core now that it's filling out. Oh, wow. Oh, that's cool. Oh, wow, that's cool. It's got, like, symbols and stuff on it. Alright, 2,400 days to go. That looks awesome. It's like a giant infinity machine. That's so cool. I really didn't think we'd actually ever get one of these built in this series, so I'm really happy to see that it looks like we're going to get to do it. Hopefully we have all the district technologies as well. So our second crystal megabore was finished, so that's good. Next one is being built over at Chi Draconis.
Planet conquered.
Should be done almost any minute now. 99%. Yeah, perfect. Alright, my timing is good today. Alright, great. The megabores seem to last forever, whereas the other suck sites say that they don't last forever. That they say that. I haven't seen them run out yet, so I don't know. But alright, so get yourself replenish 135,000 alloys for this fleet. Get cracking. There we are. New carriers being built. And it's the new year. Hey, it's 2457. 7 years past 2450. Interesting. The music just went off.
New technology discovered.
Alright, so Dreadnought Nero's our Titan ship. How long is that Titan going to take? 600 days. Okay. Alright, great. And food is just basically balanced out. We're selling 8,300. We can stop buying these now. Now that we make more than enough. We make 46 crystals. We make 61 motes. It looks like we're actually limited in terms of what we can build for our fleets because our motes ran out. We're making 64, so that's something. We could build more suck sites, I guess, and stuff. They were pretty quick and cheap to build. A lot of activity down here at the Hyperforge. It's kind of cool. It's like all these fleets get to move past it and be able to see like what the situation is. Thinking about it, I actually never defended these, so let's upgrade these systems just so that they can be defended if we ever lose them. Because otherwise it is very, very valuable. The unrest on Gluckaldor. Nah, that's fine. It's not really my planet anyway. It's gonna go to them. Right, what have we not landed on here yet? Schlemming. Okay, let's land on Schlemming. And this one as well. Let's see, Flurm. Sorry, excuse me. Alright, at the very least we could just lazily split this in half, I think. Send one of them over to Schlemmer. These names. Florp, Schlemmer,
Construction
Flurm.
online.
It's like straight out of Rick and Morty or something. Alright. Wrong one.
Commencing planetary invasion. Planetary invasion successful. First
of March lag. Alright, let me just take a drink real quick. By the way, I appreciate people watching these or sticking through these ones. I'm guessing people probably fast forward a little bit, as they can be just a bit slow until some major things happen, I guess. But we're building up pretty nicely, gotta say. And this new fleet should be pretty... Oh yeah, so our fleet power did just go down. I'm guessing we just took planets that had strongholds or something on them. Although, you wouldn't think so. Our naval capacity dropped by 500, yeah. Maybe lots of anchorages in the systems we had? Don't know. You'd need a lot, though. Ah well. Whatever, if you have any ideas, let me know in the comments. Maybe that'll help me figure it out. Alright, so in terms of systems, there are now just four left to go. And we're really just waiting. Now it's a waiting game for the Birch World to finish, for the armies to finish taking those planets, to see an end to that conflict. You know what, I actually don't think I ever sorted out Augusta's issues in between episodes. 1st of April. Yeah, let's see what's going on at Augusta. It's been a while. Oh no, I must have, yeah, I guess I did. That's good.
We have seized an enemy world.
Damn, 2,300 days. Just gonna keep looking back at it.
Planetary invasion successful.
Alright, just a couple of systems to go now. Not much left at all. Florp. Let's land on Florp. Alright, we're gonna do a jump up to Yinin, land up there as well. What does that mean? Landing armies.
Commencing planetary invasion.
Oh my god, so like
technology discovered.
I'm a bit confused. I thought I just told a couple to jump. Where are you? I'm losing my mind. Didn't I just tell them to jump? Were they already landing or something? That might have been the case. Yeah, we have it. Okay. I don't know. Must have made it. I mean, maybe we were just landing in the process of landing or something. Oh my god! Keep misclicking. I'm so sorry. There we go. Alright, try it again. Alright. You sure? Why not?
Planetary invasion successful.
Okay. Is that it? Is there more in Spirum? It seems like it. No, there's Glegbor. The Spartans are jumping out of Schlemmer. I think it's crazy they're just like bombarding their own planets, the Ilarians, because it's like, psh, you're going to be taking them over obviously in no time. And take a lot of losses on those. I might give the remnants of Ilaria these two territories down here. Clean up those borders. I don't think we need them. 36 society research. It's kind of nice, but
technology discovered.
When we're making 10,000, it's not a drop in the ocean. God, there's so many technologies still in engineering. Alright, we're at time fast. Let's check on our fleet, see if it's been built up yet. Just gonna call this 4. No, not yet. Almost though, some carriers are about to spill out. And I don't think there's any more weapon technologies for us. It's just certain weapons are going to get better. So how we lay out our fleets now is pretty much it. Obviously, we can change things around based on what we come up against, but it seems pretty set at this point. We're at 796 influence. We should start maybe thinking about going to war with the Traxian. That will mean a war with all of these guys. So we have to get things in position, prepared for that. I think that's what we'll do next. Also give us something kind of fun to do and interesting to do as well. See what they can kind of muster towards us.
We have seized an enemy world.
Alright, you jump up there. You jump there. And you're done with this one. So you can go home. Actually, you know what? The Spartans can go back to Hellas. I just think it's good. Alright, what are we lacking? Fortress Proclamation. Starbase upgrade speed. Yeah, you know what? I've been upgrading them, so it'd be good to double that speed. Enigmatic energy power boost. Ship upkeep is negative 10%. Credits are 10%. Starbase upkeep is reduced. Last 30 years. 2,000 enigmatic energy. We've got 400 left. Just under. Alright, 2 systems to go for this last little machine uprising. Hopefully these guys in the Pax Romana can keep their shit together. Stop losing precious time. Alright, we're almost halfway through the leveling system for our Federation to reach level 5. It's actually one of the last few things to max out. And how's the Galactic community doing? They're in recess. Next up is banning organic slave trade. Well, I don't think so. That's never going to pass under our watch. There's really nothing for us, other than we could put forward the resolution to denounce the Traxians, as I'd said before. I think that'd be a good one to do.
Construction online. Construction online. Construction online.
Alright, let's do some of these small energy ones again. They're all pretty good. We'll leave the rest for now. I'll look through them in between. And yeah, I think we're going to locate other planetary behemoth craft sites so that we can start really ramping up the firepower that we plan to use.
Discovered.
For defensive purposes, of course. Alright. Army damage, I guess. Helps us just slam through these planets a bit faster in future. Alright, so we've got a planet here, or a habitat, and then we've got one after that called Glosky. Does that work, queuing them up? We'll see. If that's the case, then this would have been a lot easier to do. I didn't think you could queue them up. We'll find out. I don't think you can. We'll find out. They're landing on this one. I'll land on this one then. And I'll queue up to land on Phlegm as well. Let's see what happens. Alright. Opsis can head home as well, I guess. Go back, get some oh, he can't right now because of the FTL inhibitor. Is Nona back? She is indeed. Get yourself upgraded, girl. Reinforcement's really cheap for some reason. Might be lacking something. How are we on motes? Okay. Crystals are kind of low though as well. So our class is 4. Let's see where it is now. 1.7 million. No leader on it right now. Let's assign Numericus Plautius, level 7. Goes from 1.7 to 1.8. And let's continue upgrading it, or building into it. So let's see what we're missing.
Planetary Invasion.
We've got the carriers, we've got the Dreadnoughts, we have not yet finished the Titan, and we're going to get the Strikecraft next. Strike cruisers.
Planet conquered.
Alright, good. It's not my unrest, it's theirs. That system's going to go to them, I guess. I'm guessing that's what the slowdown is. Nope. A research agreement with the Prime Corp. Prime Databank.
Commencing planetary invasion.
Don't know how I skipped over that. Oh, so I told them to land there and then to go there, but it seems like they just went past it. Scientists on the Lost Planet were surprised to register an immense solar superstorm bypassing the moon. The storm, on a coronal mass ejection that apparently been missed by sensors until nearly striking the colony, could have caused widespread and in many cases irreparable damage to the electronic infrastructure of Lost Planet. Had the ejection hit the world, who knows how many could have died in the ensuing chaos. Divine sign of intervention. Clearly, that the planet was saved. Yeah, so let's go with that. Alright, easy. The game's actually been running a little bit better as well. I wonder if it's because we did some of those upgrades
have
before.
Seized an enemy world.
Alright, now we'll head back here. There's no armies on that one, so we'll just take that. And then there's just this final place which has 2 planets to take. Alright. It's almost the year 2458. So in the last episode we did 5 years. This one I'm only just about to hit 3. So a bit of a slowdown. Apologies for that. It has been a bit slow. Just fighting these guys. Which makes me kind of hesitant to even bother going to war with Traxian, just because it's like, oh, it's the kind of thing that does slow me down.
Commencing planetary invasion. Planetary invasion successful.
But at the same time, we are about to denounce them. We have the influence to claim it all. It's nice to link up our borders. So I think we probably will all the same. And then we'll see if we can identify Planetcraft to use.
We have seized an enemy world.
And I still have to ask that question on which species. I know we're pretty far into the episode. But hopefully people would have seen the vote early on when I said it. Alright. Give them that, no problem. Level up for some of our generals.
New technology discovered.
2458, the 2nd of January. More minerals, please. More army health, please. More shield hit points, please. Is that not it? What else do we have? One more to go, is it? Oh yeah, apparently so. Alright, Uggledash. Looks like they're about to land on it as well. It's the Colden who are landing on it, not the remnants of Ilaria. Alright, a little bit of a battle on this one. Cool. Alright, we'll let that play out. That'll be the final system. And then we'll see if our fleet is finished being built as well. It looks like everything that is being built into it is being built right now, so yeah, the strike cruisers are just about done. Again, good timing on this one. They're pretty weak. They don't take up much space though either in the fleet, but they do provide a debuff for the enemy. That's why I'm using them. So strike cruisers, the Agrippa. So that's the strike cruiser there. This is the carrier class. These are the Dreadnoughts, and then we're getting our Titan, and then that's it, I think. So not as strong fleet power-wise as something like just the raw 25 Dreadnoughts, but not actually far behind, considering it's only got 10. Yeah, and it's got about 100 days for one more Dreadnought, and then 200 for a Titan class. So it actually probably will get to just over 2 million fleet power, which is pretty good. Okay, so Council denouncement of the Traxian Empire. Boom. Traxians are abstaining from the vote. They didn't want to say no. They're saying no now. It's like, yeah, denounce me. It's fine.
Construction online.
Alright, let's check out that final battle. That's just going to be a bit of a grind fest because it's only combat width of 5, which means only 5 units can fight each other at the same time. Man, it would have been nice to get
technology discovered.
Extra hyperforge systems, although I don't even know what we'd use the alloys for at this point. Let's go back to... We still can't... Why can't we leave? Oh, there's just no way out. Well, whatever. It's just do a jump down to the nearest gateway down here. Alright, cool. We protect our allies, those in the Pax Romana. That justifies us asking them for lots of resources when we do, on occasion. Alright, the second Megabore is almost done. The third Megabore total. So this is just going to power it on, right, I think?
Construction online. New technology discovered.
Right, more megastructure speed and energy weapon damage, I think it was. Is that it? That's the final planet. So once we land on this one, that is G to the G. Two troops left, or two armies left to go.
Fleet upgraded.
Fleet's been totally upgraded. Another near miss. Okay, we'll say the same thing. I wonder is something firing at us at that point. If 2 of them went by, I'd be like, something's unusual about this now. Oh, the Galactic Hospital. I wonder where we're at with that. I keep forgetting about it. Every time I see Opsis, I'm like, oh yeah, the hospital. Oh my god, just let me do something. Fuck's sake. Alright, cool. Opsis. Galactic Clinic. Oh yeah. Damn, how did I miss it? Does it? Maybe it just doesn't give me messages when this one finishes, or if it does, I'm just totally blind. Diagnostician jobs. Diagnostician jobs? What, everywhere? Everywhere there's a diagnostician. Let's check. Let's check Terra, for instance. That's the end of the Prime Databank. That's over. Oh yeah. Oh wow. Amenities 10, pop growth speed 2, lithoid growth speed 2, pop assembly speed 2, produces unity. They work in the Galactic Hospital. They're experts in manufacturing robots or increasing reproduction of organic life. Alright. Alright, I was wondering what it meant, because for ages, yeah, I just seen that symbol, this +1. I couldn't hover over it before, so I was like, what is that? That's kind of interesting. It just provides global jobs everywhere. Wow. Huh, that's pretty crazy. It's a cool idea. And then we'll get +3, I think, when it gets fully done. That's cute. I thought it would heal ships or something. I wasn't sure. That's why I built it at Opsius. It doesn't really make sense there now, but... Well, I guess it kind of does. It's like a field hospital in a way. Alright. So we finished off the machine uprising. We've built up our fleets. We've enabled the Birch World to move to its next stage, same as the Nicol Dyson beam. So the last thing to do before we wrap up is to identify and find some worlds and start mobilizing them, creating Behemoth Planetcraft. Maybe we'll make a couple more. So let's do that real quick. So we'll just go into edicts. I want to just put on one of my favorite songs at the end. Let's do Faster Than Light. It's a good one. Alright, sorry about that. So, locate Behemoth Planetcraft candidates. Boom. Okay, so that's done. I mean, we already had plenty anyway, but we'll just see if we find more. And then we'll look through this list to see if we can identify. So these are the Behemoth Planetcraft ones here at the top. These are attack moons. So we've actually only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that look like they're popping up. Oh no, there's a few more. I guess it's done by volume as well, the amount of modifiers they have. Okay, so Tiberium. Tiberium B2. Yeah, that's good because it's close by. Yep, totally happy with that. Build a megastructure. Behemoth Planetcraft construction site, 85 influence. Gonna build, I don't know, 4? Would that be too crazy? I don't know. Banagaho, sorry, Banago. Alright. What was that other one actually, really quickly? Automated strip mine. Oh yeah. Okay, leave that. Alright, next one. I mean, this is now we're getting crazy. Also, I can't remember what the upkeep of these things are, but pretty hefty. So 4 should be plenty. I guess the other thing is we could actually build megastructures to turn these habitable, and some of these are very large worlds. They're like size 25. But we don't need that when we've got infinite living space, right? Antares, okay. Alright, that's 4. That's some serious shit. And we'll need a lot of alloys for all of that. Great. Alright, good. I think that's pretty much just sorted then. So just to recap, I know these have been the last 3 episodes, and I don't know for how long, much longer. I really hope we do get a crisis. Otherwise, it'd be very disappointing if we didn't. I'm sure they'll happen. Just, I don't know how long it takes. We're almost 10 years past the potential crisis date. So just as a recap, we are about to reach the final stages of our... Well, this is our final stage, but I'm assuming then we have to build the districts, which might take a while, but we can live on it, I think, after this stage. The Birch World. And I'm serious when I'm saying I'm going to move everybody here. It might take me a long time, but everyone's going to move here. And we're going to defend the crap out of it. And I don't care about any of this territory after... Well, we'll always keep Saul, obviously. And maybe our initial sectors, but I wouldn't mind downsizing or just giving everything away to vassals. I think that'd be kind of cool. And everything's ruled from the Galactic Core. Obviously, anything with mega structures, things like that, we'll keep, but we don't need massive blocks of planets and territories. I don't think so anyway. I'll think it through, but I don't think so. Empire Sprawl is catching up a little bit to admin cap. But yeah, I guess I need to see what kind of districts we can build. If we can make anything on this, then I don't know, then we might not need to have any other territory at all. But I'm guessing there's I don't have no idea what it is, but I'm guessing there's certain limits, and obviously some megastructures will be needed to support us, like the alloy things, the hyperforges and things like that. So I think we'll probably keep the Vazarin territory as well. That one's just pretty cool. And the battle that we had when we pushed in, still there. That's a battle that Opsius I don't think took part in, from recollection. Alright, and several star bases have been upgraded, which is good. So yeah, so I keep saying it, but just to recap, so our Birch World is reaching the next stage. Let's just pause it. I think we'll leave it there. Pause it, let's check. So, Birch World is at 1700 days before that gets finished. The Nickel Dyson Beam Stellar Redirector, 190 days. Oh, we'll keep going. We have to see that, don't we? I think we have to. So that's done. Then the Suck sites are all up and running. They're all doing their thing. We are getting the next Mega Bore, which is doing its thing. Our fleet is almost done, I would say. It's probably just the Titan ship left to go. Oh, it's gotten its Titan already, so it's at 2.1 million. Perfect. And that didn't really make a dent into our naval capacity. We just build more of these. This is a really nice format, I think. So build a few of these ships. A few of these designs even, and layouts. 1 Titan, 10 Dreadnoughts, 14 carriers, and 6 strike cruisers. I think they are. Let's just upgrade them, guys. But yeah, I like that. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So let's just wait until this thing is finished.
Upgraded.
Over at Onager. And then we'll just see what kind of happens. Well, while we're waiting then, I guess, let's duplicate this. So, should be easy enough to make. Strike Cruiser Agrippa, we want 6. I actually just started with those because it's going to go to a random station, it seems at first. Well, it's not random. I think it goes to the last station that was built or occupied. It doesn't seem to start where I set the home base for some reason. So let's just set our home base correctly. That's what happens when I try to do things while time is playing. Everything just...
New technology discovered.
Freaks out. It's hard to see. Starfield and Mars. There it is. Okay, got it. Alright, so we'll just commission that. That's going to be built somewhere else, probably. Let's see. Yeah, the Anduz station. Fine. And once that's built, bring it to Starfield and Mars, and then just hit its proper upgrade after the fact. Gonna keep getting those army health and army damage repeatable text now. Stellar Lifter... Star Lifter infrastructure installed. Cool. Just another step. This has many stages. They are intersecting like I thought. Like a pair of balls. Alright. Let's go back and check Onager. Just keep an eye here now. Alright. We are now in the new year of 2459.
New technology discovered.
100 days to go. 100 days to go. 1 month remaining on megastructure build speed 5%. I don't know if that affects it when it's already in progress or if it just sets the time when you click to upgrade it, you know? And then we're going to be harvesting every resource we can possibly get except for living metal and the quasaric energy, which we'll never get in this game because there just happen to be none. Getting some unemployment. This is a long episode, so that's kind of happening because I don't get to do my in-between episode changes. Can you add more ships to Behemoth Battlecrafts? Seems like you can. Maybe we should do that. This says it has 124,000 fleet power. That can't be right. It's got way more than that. It's probably just unable to even show me. Alright, megastructure build speed increased again. So while we're waiting, this duplicate fleet is going to need then a further 14 carriers and 10 Nero class things. Okay, 14 carriers. And then 10 Nero Dreadnoughts. And a Titan. There we go, 360 command limit. 23 days. Are they finished? Are they bugged out? Did I bug it out by building more? I didn't add them to the queue.
New technology discovered.
I would hope that they just finished. I don't know why they wouldn't. Yeah, there they are. Great. Alright, cool. Bring to the Starfield of Mars. So how far do they have to go? They need to go to here and then go through the gateway. So we'll just do a jump. Alright, that should be it. Any day now. Aggressive conditioning 13. Army damage 10%. 3, 2, 1. Another step towards the completion of our galactic superweapon. The nickel Dyson beams hyperscale stabilizers are large circular ring structures built within the stellar redirector, which make sure the immense energy flow doesn't destroy the megastructure itself. Now all that's left to do is construct the focusing arrays. Did it say now all that's left was before? I thought we were one stage away. I guess not. Alright, we'll commission that just as soon as we tell these guys to go back to the Starfield of Mars. Alright, so Let's have a look. That's it. Nicol Dyson beam. Monthly production 200 Planck photons. Costs 1 influence to upkeep at 350 alloys. Takes 1400 days. 22,000 alloys. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Does look weird that our starbase is just in there. Especially since it's still the starbase designs of the Norilga. Because this used to be old Norilga territory a long time ago. That's why this place is named Opsius, of course, after his... The debris is still there from his original battle. Which is awesome. Alright, that is going to be it. So we're just going to keep building up our fleets. I'll be able to read your comments in between episodes. The only thing to look at is our species. So we have the Dakarite fragments, which I don't think have citizenship. So let's check them out. They're called the Kirkin. Yeah, they're in chattel slavery. I was just making sure about that. The Pob privateers. They are called Pobalen, I believe. Don't know why I don't see them around the P. Oh, we might not have any, actually. Yeah, it doesn't look like we do. I think we have half Pobalen and things like that, but we don't actually have them. Okay, so Kirkin, Kosher, Remnants. I don't know, it's hard to say because we just have so many different species. Okay, I know what I'll do. Let's go by the highest volume. So, the question is going to be... I don't know. I'm just a little unsure. Also, we need to upgrade these guys. On whether or not... So basically the question is going to be whether or not we give the Kirkin residency status. They've been part of the Pax Romana now for a long time. I don't think we've got enough really of the Kosher or the Remnants or anyone else, Pop Privateers, to really determine whether anyone else gets residence. You know, the Veldener Zealots have it, the Colden Consortium have it, but I don't think really anyone else does. The Tyrene had it, but we took it away from them, and we gave it to the Bakari instead. They're kind of subservient species. So the question is going to be, with the Dakarite fragments, which we never, you know, they opted in through joining our alliance during the war, but they've been totally fine ever since. They were always a little averse to us, but they're relatively friendly now. No real problems. Do we give them residency status? Alright, and I don't think there's really much of a repercussion there. There's only 150 of them are pops, so they'll just be able to work both jobs. They'll stay where they are. They'll be a little happier for it. It's really more of a roleplay decision on whether or not we allow people in. And I mean, I look forward to hearing people's comments about as well. What do you think of my Birch World idea? I mean, people said they like the idea in general of moving people there, but the idea that we'll sacrifice pretty much all of our territory, all that's unnecessary, which is going to be a lot, and move everyone there. Again, I haven't seen what this is capable of. If it truly is capable of holding thousands of pops, then we're going to move there. If it's just saying it's almost infinite, as a, like, not as a joke, but as a, just something it's saying, basically, being exaggerating, then maybe obviously not. But my interpretation of this thing is that it's going to hold literally thousands. Every Roman, right? There's 3,000 Romans, so I wouldn't mind moving them all here eventually. Okay, so that's going to be it for the end of this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.